Oh my god. This is
it. Wow. Can you do it? Okay, pups. Welcome back to the doghouse. You guys already know the drill. If you're first timers here, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell so you get some notifications on these wonderful adventures that we're going on this journey called life. So obviously, I would hope you guys all know why you're here from the title of the video. Yes, I have finally moved from the Pacific Northwest.
My God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm!
Wait.
Everybody calm down!
I'll kind of get into the why and the process of the steps that it took to get to where I currently am right now, sitting in my new apartment with my homemade background, as you guys can see. So obviously this isn't a permanent setup. I just wanted to kind of get you guys introduced to my new place and the next chapter of hopefully my life and maybe this channel. But if you're excited and you really want to know where I ended up, please stay tuned, keep watching. I'll give you some sneak peeks and maybe some tips as to where I finally ended up moving. So you guys probably know from some of my previous videos, I actually ended up in Seattle, Washington due to work, and I never really planned to really go to the Pacific Northwest. It was a bit of a roller coaster ride in and of itself, and I enjoyed my time there. But by the start of 2020, I was still flying for my regional airline, but I really was starting to kind of get a little antsy about whether I was going to try to continue my life in the Pacific Northwest or whether it was time to move on to something and somewhere else. Before we had our lockdown with coronavirus, I did travel with my grandmother to Myrtle Beach back in March, and we had a little staycation. It was wonderful. And I had a plane ticket that was scheduled to fly to DC but got canceled due to coronavirus, and I really started to have to ask myself some very life-changing questions. Actually, both myself and my friends, essentially they were like, why are you going back to Washington? What is the point of going back to Washington? And there was a lot of unfinished business that I had to go back and I had to see to, and all my stuff was literally sitting in one of my best friend's garage. So I decided that I would fly back to Seattle. I ended up just like renting a room in a house for like longer than I had anticipated. But be that as it may, yeah, when I got back to Seattle, I had a bit of a panic attack. Like I had signed the paperwork to move into this place, but I wasn't planning to stay, and I had unfinished business, but I didn't feel like it was so much that like it would keep me in Washington for that long. And I was just like standing in my friend's kitchen, like crying like a psycho, like,
you did this to me.
I don't know what to do from here. And maybe minus the tears. That was my thought process for a couple of months. So I was just kind of floating, which I think a lot of us during this time with COVID-19 and being displaced from your job and trying to figure out unemployment and really just like trying to figure it out. And my grandmother was back in Florida, after our vacation, she was back in Florida at home by herself, and that didn't leave a great feeling in my stomach. And the company that I was flying for went belly up due to COVID, and so that left me feeling lost. And yeah, I was just floating, literally. I can't say it enough times. So I ended up staying in this room that I was renting for probably about 6 months, maybe about 6 months.
What?
Longer than I had anticipated. Like I had anticipated like moving in, getting my things, figure out what's going on with my professional life, moving back to Florida. Of course, as COVID ran its course.
For some reason I don't wear underwear. Things gotta breathe.
Wearing a mask. The unmasked man was pushing an older man in a wheelchair. Surveillance video shows the unmasked man give him the finger.
Take off your mask! Take it off!
I haven't worn a mask yet. I'm not wearing it today. Besides, despite what you guys do up here today, I'm not wearing one tomorrow. I was born free. I will stay free. I'm not wearing it. You're gonna have to hold me down and put it on me.
Florida probably wasn't the most safest or smartest choice for me. I do have a pre-existing health condition, obviously, so you know, maybe not moving back to a hotspot is probably the best idea. So I just kind of was closing my eyes and throwing darts at the dartboard. And maybe in about month 4, month 5, I had another roommate who had moved in, and we really hit it off, which was really nice. And so basically we talked about, you know, like, do you want to move? And I was like, well, I mean, I have nothing to keep me here, so do you want to move? And so, I mean, the rest of it's kind of just literally a bit of history. Like, we had started just kind of looking at a general area and looking at what apartments were in that community, what the public transportation looked like in that community. Was there a lot of supermarkets or, like, you know, clothing stores or, you know, medicine or doctors or whatever, anything that we might need. And so we just sent the application, and I mean, thankfully everything panned out so well. So yeah, we were just kind of doing it, and it was kind of like the best vibe and the best feeling, just being like, okay, like, this is gonna be the next part of the chapter, like, this is gonna be the next part of moving on. So I tend to move a bit in silence at times, and so because I had kind of planned a lot of this last minute, a lot of the people that I knew in Washington and the Pacific Northwest, I didn't really tell them anything. And I always feel kind of rotten about it sometimes, because there's so many people that were like, why didn't you say anything? Like, we would have hung out. Like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I'm really sorry. Like, I just kind of planned it last minute. And maybe I'll come back to visit. I don't know. So to all those wonderful, wonderful people out there that I did not get to say goodbye to, I'm sorry. But there's always a chance that maybe, hopefully, our paths will cross again at a later date. So I did not realize how quickly, and maybe this is a stupid thing to say because it does, I didn't realize how quickly time literally creeps up on you, just like, he's coming, time, he's coming, time. Because I was literally like a few days away, and all right, pups. So this has been crazy. I look a mess. Look at this, completely washed out. Sorry. It's been crazy. We're like T-minus like 3 days to move out, and there's still so much to do. So much to do. I today went to go capture more content for a virtual tour that my boss locally here in Seattle is trying to get put together. I would love to be able to do some kind of like arts in Seattle, or like paint a Seattle picture or something tour. I'm gonna, this is like totally bad. We're gonna lock this. It just looks so like washed out. Why? So there's that. We also like drop off paperwork. We also have to donate some things to Goodwill. I also have to, what else? There's so many people to see too. Like, it's so hard. So just making sure. I had to order new glasses. Broke my glasses. That was bad. So I had to do an eye doctor appointment. So I've just been like slowly working and getting my life together. It's been wild. Ugh, so stressful. So we'll keep packing. You guys will see some more stuff. You'll probably just see like literally, we're just gonna like cut to like boom, move out day, boom, there it is. And then just moving boxes out of the apartment. So pray for me. Much love. Love you guys. Bye. yeah, I didn't have like anything packed. Like my roommate would like walk past my room and she's like, it still looks so messy. I was like, I know. But in turn, as much as like I'm a procrastinator, by the time it's like, all right, shut up, like sit down, like we have got to just do it. Like just do it. That's it. It's now or never. It's literally now or never. I feel like I've gotten most of it pretty much packed away. The only thing that's left is like I have to fold up these clothes into this. And basically just like get all of the crap off the floor. This was just tech stuff. It's not that big of a deal. And my mask, which I probably should wash before we leave. And then yeah, I'm just about finished. Pardon the clothes, but like everything is in bags here. I'm gonna put those in a bag so I don't have to worry about when we get there. And then I'll just like undo these and then like, and they're all pretty organized by like dress or shirt. And then I can put that stuff away too. I'm just gonna wash the last of the linens, which is on this thing. Oh, please forgive. And then other than that, I think we're almost ready to go. This looks so good. And so I went from like a couple of days, like nothing in bag, nothing packed, to just being like boom, 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 boom. Okay guys, so we're just doing a little bit of a walkthrough. Pardon my dirty clothes. Don't look at that, look away. But this is basically the after of moving everything out. So I just have to put these hangers in a bag and then get those out to the car. And this is basically it. I just left this just for a couple of hours to rest. And after that, I'll just deflate it. Once I get to, I will just hopefully get a mattress and maybe just throw this thing out. So thank you so much. You've been super great. And just clean up all this, the crumb that's just along the windowsill. And yeah, that's it. I have my new laptop here. My old laptop, I might just keep it. I'm not sure what I'm gonna plan to do yet. And then just organize my roller bag with all of my clothes. I kept one bag in the closet just in case if like everything doesn't fit in here and I'm not like stressed to like get it all done. So there is that. That's basically everything. Just a little fan. So in the morning I'll break down the fan, I'll break down the TV, I'll deflate this thing, and then put the 2 roller bags in the back. And then I think after that we are ready to roll, ready to boogie. It's time to get out of here. I ended up renting this huge mom van from SeaTac, and I just remember the night before I was just like in beast mode. I was like, every bag has to be in the van, we have to leave tomorrow. Arr! I mean, naturally we didn't leave on time, which is fine. But I just remember like being ready, like just being ready. I was ready. Like it was, the Pacific Northwest was an interesting ride, and I met so many people in my life that I am eternally grateful for. Like I don't even think there are enough words in my vocabulary to explain how immensely grateful I am for every experience and how they turned out. But I knew that that wasn't my place. I could feel that it wasn't my place. And so I had hoped that this new place that I was moving to had some spark of what I was looking for, that I could potentially try to settle my life a little bit, you know? So the next morning, everything's in the van. We got the Starbucks coffee on deck, snacks galore, and we just rolled out. All right, guys, we're back. So the room has been cleaned out, obviously. Here is all of my stuff. Oh my gosh, I know. Look at me bounce around the camera. Basically, I just got a big old mom van and I just put down all the seats and I just filled it with all my junk. So we are officially now, it's like 2 in the afternoon. We're so behind, but we're officially now getting started to hit the road. I was trying to decide, pardon me guys, the lens is just so dirty. We were trying to decide like if we were gonna like try to make pit stops and like find things to see and stuff like that, but I think we're so behind on time. It's gonna take about like 10 hours just to get tomorrow to get to the rest of the journey. So yeah, it's just been kind of crazy just trying to get everything packed and put away and done and dealt with, and all the odds and ends and cross the T's and dots the I's and blah blah blah. So we're officially like now on the road, which is wonderful. I'm so excited. I cannot wait, literally cannot wait. But yeah, just from what you guys saw in that room, literally now to a full car. So I love you guys and stay tuned. Here comes some more stuff. Bye. So when we were looking and planning before we had left, we were like, okay, well, it's gonna take like 18 hours to get to where we're moving to. And the first leg of it is like 10 hours. So we were like, okay, we will get to our first stop, 10 hours. We'll get an Airbnb. We'll stay the night, we'll get up. And then after that, it's like the next 8 hours because we had to be able to meet the people at the leasing office before they closed at like 5:30, 6:30, something like that. So my roommate and I did not anticipate the fact that she had her mattress on top of our car. So Google's projected time, if we were going the speed limit, is 10 hours. But because we had to go slower, we did not anticipate that it was going to take more time. So I think we drove like 13, 14 hours the first day.
What?
And so we get to our first stop and we're looking for the Airbnb and we find it, but it's in this like creepy industrial area. So we're like, where the heck? Where are we? But that being said, the Airbnb was so precious. It was so cute. Like it had this cute little like 70s style fridge and like the decor was just so homely. The bathroom was small but adorable. I definitely was so happy we booked that Airbnb. It was so nice. So if you guys have never done Airbnb before, you absolutely just have to treat yourself to that actual experience. It was such a wonderful thing for us because we were traveling so far that we had a cooler with like my insulin and like cold foods and stuff like that, and we were actually able to put it into a fridge, refreeze the ice packs that were in the actual like cooler, and then we were able to just pack it all back up and get back in the car and get back on the road. So definitely wasn't a better experience, I think, in my personal opinion, than a hotel. So if you guys ever do get a chance, make sure you check out airbnb.com. They're super wonderful. You can book different, you don't have to book full homes as well. We don't have to do what we did. You could do just a room, you could do a shared room, you could do a whole house like we did. But it's definitely able to cater to whatever needs you might have. So just be sure to give them a look and see what you might find. Okay, so now, it is now, mind you, the first day. We drove through Western Washington where there was like fires ablaze, like smog, smoke everywhere. So creepy, so scary. Yeah, so by then, like day 2, the road was nice and clear. And we ended up just along these like really beautiful scenic back roads with like so much rock and sand and not a cloud in the sky, gorgeous sun, nice and warm every time we stopped for gas. And it was such an easy drive. Like it was way less stressful than I think the first day of driving. I just think it was really nice. But now I say that like, so there were moments on this like road. I want to call it road and not really a highway, but like it's one lane, like 1-to-1, two-way traffic. So like you get up to somebody and someone in front of you is going super slow, and you're like, oh my gosh, I just want to get around you. You're going so slow. But, and it's, you know, it's not a solid line, so you could totally go around. But I don't know if there's anybody else out in the world that is exactly like me, but it makes me so anxious to have to like zip around people in the other lane. Like, I can't tell you, it's anxiety at an all-time high. I'm like, please don't crash. Please don't have another car coming. This is so scary. So, all in all, it was a great ride. So, we get into the state, and literally the leasing office, they called us and they were like, hey, so you guys are supposed to be here on the 10th? So, we had explained to him, oh yeah, we had planned to leave Washington on the 10th, not be there on the 10th, and we're driving, so we're just slowly making our way, but we're almost there. We're like 10 minutes away. He was like, oh, that's perfect, because I just wanted to make sure that we didn't miss you guys, and they were so sweet. So we go into the leasing office. Obviously, we filled out all the paperwork, everything like that, blah, blah, blah. And we get the keys, and we finally park. And so now we're like, okay, we're like making our way. We're making our way. And so the next thing we know, like, we're here, like we're in our apartment. Oh, it's so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Wow, oh my god, it's so beautiful. I love it, I love it, I love it. Oh my god, I love it. Wow. So many plans, so many big plans. So many big plans. Wow. Wow. The apartment's great. Came with a TV in the living room. It's massive. It's so big. It's just so big. It's more space than I think I've ever had in like my adult life in an apartment. And this is crazy to think that. So I immediately, when we first got off the highway, we were headed to Walmart, like the sun was just shining and there was palm trees everywhere and the roads are so big and so beautiful, and I just kind of like cried in the car, like, because I didn't realize how much I missed warm weather. I don't think people realize not having vitamin D, not having the sun, it's so hard. Like, it's so rough on your body, it's rough on your brain, it's rough on your emotions, like everything. So that feeling that there's something so familiar with, at least with the temperature here, that feels nice and comfortable. So I feel more in tune to invest in more long-term things, like, you know, getting a car or getting a bed or, you know, buying furniture or, you know, all those big kid things that you kind of wait until you feel like you've found your place, or at least you found something that feels like you could call your place, and that feels wonderful. So I'm pretty sure you guys have probably waited long enough. You probably watched this whole video being like, where did you move to already? Just tell us. Okay, so I have officially moved to Las Vegas. I feel like Vegas is so similar to Florida, which I do really kind of call my home. That's where I spent most of my adult life. Most of my friends are there. You know, that's mostly where I see and call my background, my life. And you know, I've always wanted to end up either somewhere in Southern California. I'm only 4 hours away by car, so I don't have to pay Southern California prices. Like, that's amazing. I am more than happy to like close the book or the chapter, excuse me, of my life in the Pacific Northwest. Like I said earlier, I'm happy for every experience. Like, okay guys, so there you have it. Sorry about the little bit of a shift. My camera actually just died, so yeah, just prepare for more videos, hopefully while I'm out living out here. I still have tons and tons of really cool footage from my time in Seattle that I'm definitely still wanting to share with you guys. I am just ecstatic for the opportunity to go out and do fun stuff and take you guys along with me. So I want to thank you guys so much for sitting through the video. If you loved it, please give it a huge thumbs up. Let me know that you liked it. And as always, like and subscribe. And keep an eye out for some more videos that are coming along down the pipeline. Thanks so much for coming along with me on the journey called life. And I'll see you in the next one. Love you guys. Bye. Look at all this space. Oh my God. I'm dying. It's so beautiful. Sliding down off of the wet car. I mean, dirty. 10 points, 10 out of 10. Perfect score.